It finally happened. The most successful video of all time on this channel is no longer a tech video. We can talk about the events that led to this happening later on. But for now, it's time to change a few things.
The wacky world of MultimediaJay.
First order of business, the Plaid Easy Chair goes. Its time is over. It never really fit in with this house. I've had it sitting next to the door, supposedly to use to put your shoes on for kicking your shoes off at the door, but in reality I've used it more as a place to toss junk mail and stuff that I'm bringing in, and it's just been a clutter magnet. I've used it more as a clutter magnet and a table than an actual chair. Well, there's furniture that's actually designed to do that sort of thing that would give a lot better results than this, well, chair in a place where people are like, what the heck do you have a chair there for? Well, very simple. This place was never big enough to have furniture this size, and I was an idiot for trying to hold on to this hand-me-down furniture for when I first got out on my own after college, for crying out loud. So it had a good run, but the chair goes today. And the chair's gone, and now I can see just how much space that darn thing was taking up, aka too much in this little house. So yeah, I gotta send the vacuum robot around. One of the things I want to do with this Geekhouse 5S thing is make the floor of the place more robot-friendly, so that way I can just send the vacuum robot around to clean the place without me having to worry about it getting stuck 5 seconds later. It really says it all when I just start the vacuum robot, it should do its thing automatically, cleaning whatever, and then 5 seconds later, beep, beep, because it got stuck on a cable or a rug or something. Despite the recent channel developments, though, there's still some things that I could be tinkering with. I might be getting a little bit addicted to Raiders of the Lost Walmart type clearance stuff that I keep seeing. So, but we'll get to that later. For now, I want to fool around with these things. My first ever smart bulbs. Let's continue smartening the place up and expanding what I started with all that Google stuff last Christmas. And switched off the daylight bulbs in order to let these things cool down. So here's the Mercury Wi-Fi bulb. Man, these things cost quite a bit. I hope they last a decent amount of time. So basically, up to this point, I've kind of been analoging it with the lights. I've been using these two-way lights, so to speak, and I've got so-called movie mode, which consists of having a light behind a bookcase so that no glare shows up on the screen. I want to see if I can replace the dimmer of the two bulbs, or the brighter of the two bulbs, with two of these, so I can have color control lights, so I can switch over into all blue light for gaming mode to match the ASIO keyboard and mouse that I've been using. Well now, I appear to have created a light show.
Epic fail.
So, right out of the box, I think there's an app I'm supposed to install. Okay, that was definitely an interesting experience. It's not really something that I'm all that used to, having to initialize light bulbs over Wi-Fi. But it is interesting because these do interface with Google and the setup that I started working on last Christmas. I ultimately decided to have these bulbs replace the secondary lamps rather than the primary lamps, which are running really bright daylight bulbs, which are good for YouTube videos. But for more, like home-style lighting and stuff like that, there's quite a few things available, even with this so-called Walmart special kind of bulb. So let's use Google to switch some of the lights around. Now, I created a custom room for these things called main lights. So unless you have something similar in your setup, this probably won't make the lights change color where you're at. So anyways, these are pretty dimmable though.
Hey Google.
Set main lights to 50%.
Okay, setting two lights brightness to 50%.
Hey Google.
Turn off the main lights. Okay, so the only light now is coming from the TV.
Hey Google.
Turn the main lights back on.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet.
Oh, well, okay, let's make it simpler then.
Hey Google.
Turn the main lights on.
Sure, turning on two lights.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to 100%. These two speakers can't decide which one I'm talking to.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to red.
Alright, changing 2 lights to red.
Oh boy, happy Halloween.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to RGB.
Sorry, I don't understand.
There's a rainbow preset but the lighting gets a lot less bright when you're, I guess it must have to do with the LED array inside these bulbs. However, the only color I want to use is blue.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to blue.
Sure, changing 2 lights to blue.
Now we got this nice blue glow to match the blue glow of the ASIO gear that I'm working with, and the black and blue theme of most of the so-called Darth Vader equipment that I have in this setup. So let's see, actually, yeah, as blue, this kind of worked pretty well compared to, okay.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to purple.
Okay, changing 2 lights to purple.
Yay, purple!
Hey Google. Hey Google.
Set the main lights to yellow.
Alright, changing 2 lights to yellow.
Can't see it on the camera, but it is kind of because I have the white balance set a little bit differently. But it is basically lemonade yellow in here.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to orange.
Sure, changing 2 lights to orange.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to black. So I guess that means turn them off. Not exactly a good blacklight effect, is it?
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to dark purple.
Alright, changing 2 lights to dark purple.
So I guess it doesn't... Oh, okay. Who cares?
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to daylight.
Sure, changing 2 lights to daylight.
This is interesting, though. Although they can do daylight, the brightness isn't there compared to the real. This is kind of more like a grayish color. Why don't we try gray?
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to gray. They just dimmed them a little. It still looks purple in the viewfinder, though. It's got to be an optical illusion of what the camera's seeing, but with regular people eyes, so to speak, everything's all grayish in here, and it's ugly.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights back to white.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that yet, but I'm trying to learn.
Blue, 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 blue. Hey Google.
Hey Google.
Set the main lights to white.
Sure, changing 2 lights to white.
And we're back to normal, soft white type, whatever. The big thing with this, though, is that they're dimmable, so I could turn down the brightness on these and change the color, because I want gaming mode to be blue, and then, gaming mode should be blue to match all the equipment, then I can go back to normal soft white mode like this. I can also turn on only one of the 2 lights if I only want one of them running, but I don't know what the power is on these things yet.
Hey Google.
Turn off the right light.
Okay, turning off 2 lights.
Duh.
Epic fail. Hey Google.
Turn the left light back on. Okay, now the other light's on, but this one isn't. Okay.
Hey Google.
Turn the right light on.
Alright, turning 2 lights on.
Aha! I gotta change something here.
Hey Google.
Turn the right light off.
Sure, turning 2 lights off.
There's obviously a problem with the naming that I have to fix.
Hey Google.
Turn the main lights on.
Alright, turning on 2 lights.
Fun stuff, fun stuff. I just gotta fix the naming in the app, because I think I accidentally named right light 2 different lights. Either way, I think this is going to be the extent of the smart lighting that I experiment with. I mostly need a way to switch over to gaming mode, and of course I did need some more options with the secondary lighting as opposed to the daylight ones that are really, really bright. And the big thing is to try and fix the glare going into the TV by changing the color.
Hey Google.
Change the main lights to blue.
Alright, changing 2 lights to blue.
That is so awesome. Oh, look everyone, Smurfavision.
Hey Google.
Change main lights to white.
Okay, changing 2 lights to white.
This is fun. So it also works with all of the major assistants, Google, Alexa, and Cortana. Not so much Siri, but there is a little something on the App Store. So I don't know. Apple's got to play some catch up with that stuff. Now this is what I'm talking about right here. This black and blue Darth Vader theme and whatnot. Got Skyrim Special Edition going and some nice blue lighting in the place, causing less glare on the screen, but I could always voice control the lights to eliminate it if I really want to. But just going from full white to blue really does a lot to help darken things up for the gaming and whatnot.
Hey Google.
Set main lights to white.
Sure, changing 2 lights to white.
So now we're back to this with the messy desk and everything like that, but Geekhouse 5S will be addressing that. But anyways,
Hey Google.
set main lights to daylight. Even just going daylight mode does quite a bit.
Hey Google.
Set main lights to blue.
Alright, changing 2 lights to blue.
Nice. And so Skyrim Special Edition with a bunch of mods. At least when one of your followers isn't walking in place into a rock. By the way, for those wondering about the technical stats, here's my overlay. Solid 60, about 15 to 20 millisecond frame time, and the workload is very evenly distributed compared to something like, say, Elder Scrolls Online that slams one core, because it's not really written all that well for multi-core CPUs yet. Who knows, maybe a future game update will fix that, especially with how nice Skyrim Special Edition looks. Okay, it's now the following afternoon, and I've reverted back to my old lighting setup. I'm switching to Plan B for these things because they can be voice activated. I wonder if I can take these 2 torch lamps that I've never been able to find a good use for except lighting the project area and put them behind the desk and just voice control them on and off for gaming and stuff. But of course, you know we couldn't mess around with this type of stuff without doing some kind of kilowatt test. So, let's take a look here. They're 11-watt bulbs, and it looks like full blast at 100% brightness, they're at the 10-watt mark, so it's pretty close. Now let's see what happens if we mess with things a bit.
Hey Google.
Set gaming lights to 50%.
Alright, setting the left light brightness to 50%. It looks like the right light isn't available at the moment.
Of course, because it's completely off the network. That's cool. So if I turn them off, I guess everything goes down to 0, right?
Hey Google.
Set the gaming lights to 0.
Sure, setting the left light brightness to 0%. It looks like the right light isn't available right now.
So now we're down to a single watt-ish. The ultimate low-watt bulb, if anyone remembers that old joke.
Hey Google.
Set the gaming lights to 100%.
Alright, setting the left light brightness to 100%. Sorry, it looks like the right light isn't available at the moment.
Do I have to plug that stupid thing back in so it stops complaining? Well, we continue.
Hey Google.
Turn off the gaming lights.
Alright, turning off the left light. Sorry, it looks like the right light isn't available at the moment.
Ooh, this is nice. Even though Google's still complaining about it. Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, we have basically a trickle of power draw when they're waiting for orders, so to speak. Not bad. All the more to go with the plans I have to set them up as basically voice-activated lights. Maybe I should do some more stuff with these things. Anyways,
Hey Google.
turn the gaming lights back on.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I keep forgetting that the system's too stupid to understand that so far.
Hey Google.
Turn the gaming lights on.
Okay, turning on the left light. It looks like the right light isn't available at the moment.
I better get this done sooner rather than later if I don't want to keep listening to this thing complain.
Hey Google.
Set the gaming lights to blue.
Okay, changing the left light to blue.
So-
It looks like the right light isn't available at the
Blah blah blah
moment.
blah 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 blah. So anyways, it looks like ooh, nice. So
Hey Google.
set the gaming lights to 100%.
Sorry, I don't understand.
So I'm guessing the LED.
Hey Google.
Set gaming lights to 100%.
Okay, setting the left light brightness to 100%. It looks like the right light isn't available right now.
It looks like these smart bulbs are not 100% RGB in terms of the LEDs that they use, because I'm guessing there's an array under that bulb, because color lighting is nowhere near as bright as regular lighting, which is something I want to do anyways for the gaming lights anyhow. But I guess if I look into more of this later on, I want to see, because look at what happened to the power draw. We went down to just blue lights and now we're only at a single watt. So I wonder if daylight's the same way.
Hey Google.
Set the gaming lights to daylight.
Okay, changing the left light to daylight. It looks like the right light isn't available at the moment.
Ooh, a grand total of 2 watts. That's why they're so dim. Yeah, I think there's a technology restriction in this Walmart special, so to speak. And that's one of the reasons I'm keeping the standard lighting available, because it's not going to kill me to have to turn a few lights on and off. However, if I use the gaming lights in an area where I can voice control them, I don't have to walk behind the desk. This does have some possibilities, though. What if I did buy a third? Well, these aren't bright enough. They have to be 100-watt equivalents in order to be a proper smart bulb replacement for the full, for the main lights for recording videos and stuff. But what if I were to just control everything via voice? Well, I don't want some jerk walking up to the house and then shouting at Google to turn the lights off. Just to be a... well, anywho. Alright, let's set these back then. We now know what the kilowatt numbers are for them, so...
Hey Google.
Set the gaming lights to white.
Okay, changing the left light to white. Sorry, it looks like the right light isn't available right now.
So that's what I'm going to do, although eventually as part of Geekhouse 5S I want to get rid of these gray torch lamps and make them all the same color, because the color theme is going to be blue Darth Vader, so to speak. So for the most part, black, white, and navy blue. So the curtains are already there. Now we're going to work on the rest of the stuff to make it match a little better. And just like that, another night at the 9 to 5 is over, and I still feel like I'm progressing at a snail's pace here. So, let's do something about that.
Hey Google.
Set gaming lights to daylight.
Sure, changing 2 lights to daylight.
Hey Google.
Set gaming lights to blue.
Sure, changing 2 lights to blue.
Hey Google.
Set gaming lights to white.
Alright, changing 2 lights to white.
Maybe these cheap bulbs will work out better than I thought, since the color modes are, well, not as bright as, well, regular mode. Just turns everything all yellow when they're running full blast. It is now much, much later. It was a very rough week at the 9 to 5 to finish the week off, and, well, that's another discussion entirely. But Geekhouse 5S progresses. I have retired the remaining silver lights from the main area. There's still one in the kitchen, but for now, I'm making progress towards everything being black, white, and blue all throughout this house. Blue Darth Vader, that's gonna be the theme of as much stuff as possible, and it's all gonna match together, and when we go into full-on gaming mode with the cool blue glow and everything, it is going to look sweet when everything matches, because that's what everything is these days. For some reason, the stuff I buy keeps having, blue LEDs and a black case. So we can't spend too much money on this stuff, but it's definitely some good progress despite cheap Walmart crap being what powers it. I wound up buying a third one of these smart bulbs to augment the gaming lights and have a little bit more blue with the setup. And I've been trying to have the normal top size things on the so-called secondary lights to make them match and to also cover up more of the bulb. But I'm having trouble because it appears there are finely machined differences between the sizes of these plastic cups. So we back away, it actually looks like the secondary light is bigger than the primary light. So I don't know if that's an optical illusion based on what these various lamp shapes do to these little plastic cup things that the bulbs go in. Whatever though, it works for now. I can do soft white light, I can do gaming lights, and I can do daylight light for filming stuff. And that's basically all you need to ask for anyways. Or should I say all one can ask for. But here is what replaced the old Plaid Easy Chair. Got a formal table now. Stuff coming in that needs to be put away can all go on the table right inside the door. We'll figure out the shoes thing later. Might change that sheet to a navy sheet to make it darker in terms of the blue. But for now, we're just going to go with that. Yeah, there's a lot of Walmart clearance stuff and an old computer. But both of those are completely different discussions for another day. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.
Want to support the wackiness? Visit patreon.com/multimediajay.